let's move on to the next question. Shit. In this video, we're going to go through on Nanhua Primary School End of Year Examination 2024 Primary 5 Mathematics Paper 2. So let's get started on the first question. Question 1. John, Ken, and Louis share some marbles. Ken has 24 marbles. He has 12 more marbles less. He has 12 marbles less than John. Louis has twice as many marbles as John. Find the ratio of John's number of marbles to Ken's number of marbles to Louis' number of marbles. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to draw some marbles. No lah, draw some what do you call this? Models, right? So we have John, okay, John, okay, and then we have Ken, and then we have Louis. Louis. Okay, so go through every statement step by step. So in this case, we're gonna draw Ken. That has 24 marbles. Okay, so in this case, I'll just write 24. In this case, over here, it's pretty big, but yeah, so that's Ken. Then he has 12 marbles less than John. Okay, so I'm gonna draw add 24. Okay, but Ken has 12 less. Okay, so we don't know what's this, but we know that Ken has 12 less than John in this case. And then after that, Louis has twice as many marbles as John. Okay, so Louise has twice as many marbles as John. So in this case over here, like this. All right. Okay, so find the ratio of John's number of marbles to Ken's number of marbles to Louis' number of marbles. All right, from here, I think we roughly kind of know how to work this out. So over here, John is equal to 24 plus 12 equal to 36. Okay, double confirm with your calculator, right? 24 plus 12 is 36. Okay, now we know John is 36. Then that means Louise is equal to 36. And then we multiply by 2 because it's 2 units like in this case, right? So give me the equal sign. And 36 multiplied by 2 is 72. All right. 72. So now we know John and Louis. I'm going to put it here. We want to find the ratio, right? So we have the ratio of John to Ken is to Louis over here. Okay, so John is 36, right? And then Ken is 24, and then Louis is 72. Okay, so in this case, what is the common multiple between 36, 24, and 72? So if you guessed it, it is actually we can divide each of them by 12, right? So we can divide everything by 12. So I'm going to put like a rectangle, just divide everything by 12, right? Something like this. Okay, so I think I want to make this a little bit shorter, something like this. Okay, good. All right, so for this, we have 36 divided by 12. This will give us 3. Okay, and then 24 will give us 2. And then 72 divided by is 6. Okay, we can double confirm again. So 36, and then we divided by 12, 3, yay. 24 divided by 12, 2, yay. And then 72 divided by 12 is 6. So in this case, the answer is this. 3 is to 2 is to 6. Alrighty, let's move on to the next question. Question number 2. Jane is facing northwest now. So northwest. So Jane, I'm going to write here. Jane is northwest now. What direction will she be facing after she makes 315 anti-clockwise? So what is anti-clockwise? So anti-clockwise is, let me put it here, right? Anti-clockwise is this, right? So Jane is over here, right? So and where is she going towards to, right? So we know that semicircle semicircle is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, all right, and then full circle is 360 degrees, right? Okay, degrees. Okay, so where is this 15? So we know right angle is equal to what do you call this, 90 degrees, and then what do you call this, half a right angle is 90, right? 90 divided by 2 is equal to 45. Okay, degrees. Degrees in this case over here. All right, so in this case, we are actually going for, so 315, uh 315 degrees is basically equal to a full circle, and then minus a half right angle. Half right angle. Okay, so from here, I think we can kind of guess. So let's move this full circle. So and then I goes, wow, wow, amazing, right? Okay, right. Yeah, cool story. Then we have Jane is full circle 360, right? I'm gonna put a line here to indicate this is red. Okay, I'm gonna put a red over here, and then we're gonna do another line where it is 15 degrees minus half a right angle, like what you see over here. And then so she basically go anti-clockwise, right? So clockwise is the other side, anti-clockwise is this side. So where is she facing? She is facing N or north, right? North over here. Okay, in this case. So I'm gonna put this as half a right angle is green, so I'm gonna put this as green like this. There you go. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question number 3. All right, Ron and Steve had $394 altogether. Ron and Terry had 363 altogether. Steve and Terry had 401 altogether. How much money did they have altogether? Okay, so this is like repeated identity, right? You can actually also use simultaneous, to be honest, right? Okay, so repeated identity. In this case, Ron and Steve had $394. Ron and Terry had. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, to be honest, it's not repeated identity, it's just kind of, yeah, it is repeated identity lah, right? Okay, so so let's R be Ron, Ron. Let S be Steve. Let T be Terry. Okay, something like this. Right, Ron and Steve. Let R be Ron. Let S be Steve. Let T be Terry. Okay, so that means R plus S equal to $394. Let R plus T is equal to $363, and S plus T is equal to $401. Okay, so from here, what we can do is we can combine R plus S plus R plus T equal to, so 394. Am I right? 394 plus 363. So 364 plus 394. Yes. And then 363. Okay. So 2 R's and 1 NST. So this be 2 R plus S plus T equal to 394 plus 363. Use our handy dandy calculator, right? 394 plus 363 equal to 757. Okay, and then we also know that ST dollars, this is dollars. And then we also know ST is $401. So I'm gonna put it here. So in a way, we just want to minus lah. So in this case, we just draw a box over here. So and then let me draw this box like this, and then we just minus, or just minus. Okay, like this. Okay, minus S and T. Okay, so what will this give us? Right, so we just here minus. Okay, arrow point here, point. Okay, and then that means this will become 2R, okay, which is equal to 757 minus 401, which is equal to, what does 2R and 2R becomes? Okay, so let me make this thing longer, because this will be spaced out like this. Okay, 757 minus 401. is equal to 356 dollars 356. Okay, so from here 2r is equal to dollars 356. Okay, and then 1r is equal to 56 divided by 2 this will give us 178 dollars 178. So now we know what is 1r. Okay, so in this case we already know s and t, so r plus s plus t is equal to dollars 178, sorry 178 plus 401, and this will become 178 plus 401 401, this will become 5 what 579 579. Yay, there we go. That's the answer. Dollars 579. Okay, so that's it. That is for question number 3. All right, let's move on to the next question. All right, question number 4 over here. So in the diagram below, AB and CD are straight lines. Given that R plus S plus T, where's R? R plus S plus T is equal to 142 degrees. R plus S plus T. Okay, then find U. Okay, so we also know that, okay, they've already put it as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a red color over here. We also have a U over here. So this is, let me put the letter U. Okay, so this is a U as well. Okay, so opposite angles are the same, right? Opposite angles are the same. Okay, in this case over here, right? This, yeah, opposite angles are the same. All right, so in this case, what can we do? So we have 94 degrees, we have RSD. So we have two triangles, which is equal to 2 times 180 is equal to 360 degrees. 360 no scope. Okay, so in this case, that means from here to U is equal to 360, right? Minus 142 minus 94. Okay, right? In this case, where is it? Where's my calculator? Okay, so 360 minus 142 minus 94. This will give us 124 degrees. Okay, so 124 degrees. So 1u is equal to 124 divided by 2. This will give us 62, right? Degrees. Right, in this case, divide by 2. Whoops. 124 divided by 2, 62. Right, there you go. The answer is 62 in this case over here. Alrighty. Okay, so two triangles is this. So if I were to say, yeah, 2u is equal to 360 minus, so I'll just put the angles, the different angles, right? Angle T minus angle R, R minus angle S minus 94. Okay, so from here, I think I'll just do this. Da, 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 da. There you go. I'm gonna space it out as well. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 5. All right, two triangles C, D, E, and C, D, F are drawn in the rectangle ABCD. The area of the triangle CDG is 72 centimeters square. Find the total area of the shaded parts. All right. Okay, so in this case, okay, so basically let's get this triangle, the one that I highlighted, which is triangle. In this case over here is DFC, which is equal to half times base times height. Okay, is equal to half times 16 times, what's the height? 12. and this will become 96. If I were to double confirm, this will be 1 divided by 2 multiplied by 16 multiplied by 12. It will be 96 centimeter square. Okay, so whoops. So that's done. Next one is we're gonna get the one that is in green, okay, which is this over here, one, and then B, okay, blue lah, one, then two over here at the bottom as well. Let me make it, yep, close like that, and then like this as well. Okay, so in this case, triangle, uh, EDC, right? Is actually the same. So half times base times height, this is half times 16 times 12 is 96 as well, right? So, okay, but before that, to get the shaded area, we know that the shaded area, yeah, this is okay. So we know that in this case, 72 centimeter square is the white one, is the middle one. So it's here, oops. Okay, so this one is in the middle over here. Okay, so that means we can just say one, what do you call this? Triangle DFC shaded part is equal to, oops, equal to 96 minus 32 equal to 24 centimeter square. All right. Okay, so there we go. Now the next one is the other one. All right, let me draw the line again. Okay, so the thing is that I don't know if you notice, but it's actually roughly around the same as what we've just done earlier just now, because this is another triangle with the same base and height. So if I were to do this, right, triangle EDC. Okay, so EDC over here. So EDC CTFC, yeah. So FDC lah. Okay. Same FDC, right? EDC is the same, right? The base is 16 and the height is 12. So it gives us 96. Does that mean the shaded part is the same? Yes, it is. So we have triangle, EDC, shaded part. Okay, so FDC, 96 minus 72. So find the total shaded part. Total shaded part is equal to, in this case, 24 plus 24. Will give us 48 centimeter, and then we have the square over here. There we go. So that's the answer. 48 centimeter square. Easy please. Easy please. All right, let's move on to question 6. Okay, it says here the rectangular garden is 25. Wait, let me double confirm. Yeah, 48. Okay. So a rectangular garden is 25 1/4 meter long and 18 1/2 meter wide. A fence is built along its four edges. Each meter of fencing costs $32. Find the total cost of fencing. Okay, so for me, I think I would just want to convert convert all to decimal, right? So for this 25 1/4 meters is equal to, if you were to just use the calculator, 1 divided by 4, this is 0.25. So 25.025 meters. Okay, then 18 1.5 meter is equal to 18.5 meters. Same. Okay, so now a fence is built. So I will say parameter is equal to 2 times 25.25 plus 2 times 18.5. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Let's go to the calculator. 2 multiplied by 25.25 plus 2 multiplied by 18.5. Okay, this will give us 87.5 meters. So total cost will be, since it's just 1 meter, so it's 87.5 multiplied by 32, and this will give us, all right, so we just multiply by 32, 2000 $2,800. That's the answer. $2,800. There you go. Dabba dabba do. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 7. 12 children scored a total of 208 points in a game. 5 of the children scored an average of 15 points. What was the average points scored by by the remaining children? So, total score for 5 children is equal to, then it's 5 times 15, then this will give us 75. Okay, so I'll just say average average points for 5 children. Let's say first 5 children, but that's fine. Okay, next one. So 72 is the total score. Then total score of remaining children. Okay, this one is equal to 15. Okay, total score of remaining children is equal to 208. Okay, right. 15 times 5 is 75. Right, double confirm 5 multiplied by 15, 75. Okay, 208 minus 75. Okay, this will give us how much? 208 minus 75, 133. 133. So, number of remaining children is equal to uh, 12 minus 5 is equal to 7. All right, so with this 7, then let's do the average. So average of remaining 7 children is equal to 133 divided by 7, and this will equal to, okay, divided by 7, 19. Yay, 19. So the answer is 19. There we go. There we go. All right, gonna move this like this. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 8. Okay, Samuel had a collection of cards. He gave 2/9 of his cards to his brother and shared the rest among his two friends, Lionel and Ali, in the ratio of 2 is to 5. Ali received 42 more cards than Lionel. How many cards did Samuel have at first? Okay, you can do model drawing, you can do fractions as well. So I'm going to do the fractions first because it's faster. So, brother give to brother 2/9 of his card. So, shed the rest. Rest is 1 minus 2 over 9. This will become 7 over 9. So, convert this to units. So, that means 7 rest, the remaining lah. Okay, I'll just gonna put remaining equals 7 units. All right, and then total is 9 units over here. Okay, so then 7 units. Okay, so Lionel and Ali in the ratio of 2 is to 5. So total units of Lionel and Ali is equal to 2 plus 5, which is 7 units. So remaining and total units is the same. Okay, so we don't have to change much. Okay, so that means Ali received 42 more cards than Lionel. Okay, so difference of Ali and Lionel, okay, is equal to 5 minus 2, which is equal to 3 units. Okay, we also know that the difference also in units, then difference of Ali or for Lionel, okay, is 42. All right, so that means 3 units is equal to 42. 1 unit is equal to 14, right? 42, oops, 42, and then we divide it by 3, and this will give us 14. Double confirm with the calculator. Okay, 14. So total units is 9 units. So 9 units is equal to 14 times 9. This will be 136, I believe. So 14 multiplied by 9. 126, sorry, 126. Okay, so that means at first they have 126 cards. There you go, 126. Okay, let's move on to question 9. Okay, so a rectangular tank was measuring 35 centimeters, 30 centimeters, and 21 centimeters high, is one third filled with water. The water inside the tank is used to fill a smaller cubical container of each 11 centimeters completely. How much water is left in the rectangular tank? Give your answers in liters. So first we want to get one third of the height. Okay, so because one third of the height, we can get the volume of the water. So one third of height is equal to 21 times 1 over 3. Okay, so this is 7, right? It's just 7 centimeters. So if you want to double check, 21 multiply by 1 divided by 3, 7. Okay, so that means volume of water in tank is equal to length times breadth times height. Okay, so this case will be 35 times 30 times 7 centimeters. So volume of water in tank with one third of height. Okay, in this case over here, right? Okay, so then what will this become? 210. Okay, I'll just use calculator. Right, so 35 multiplied by 30 multiplied by 7. Okay, this will give us 7,350 centimeter, and then we have a cube. Okay, so now we know the volume of water inside. The next thing is the water is then completely fill the 11 centimeter cube. So volume of cube is equal to also length times breadth times height, which is basically 1 times 1 times 1. So just put a note here. Note uh, cube sides are all the same. That means this is length equal breadth equal height. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah. So from here we can ask the calculator 11 multiplied by 11 multiplied by 11. Okay, 1331, 1331. Okay, so that means how much water is left in the tank? Water left in the tank is equal to, so this centimeter cube, I'm going to put like this. Okay, so there will be 7350 minus 1331. Okay, 7350 minus 1331, 6019. 0.019 centimeter cube. Right, that's the answers. Okay, but this time we want answer in liters and milliliters. So in this case, we need to divide this. So 6019, then I'm just gonna put here 6019. Okay, is equal to 6019 divided by 1000. Okay, is equal to 6.019 liters, which is also equal to 6 liters and 19 milliliters. That's why I see over here. Okay, so I'm gonna put this at a separate line like this. Okay, so it's easier to see. Boop. It should be at the side. Okay, so the answer is 6 liters and 19 milliliters. That's what I see over here. There you go. All right, let's move on to question number 10. 10 says Lydia and Mary have a total of 129 coins. Lydia has 35 coins more than Mary. How many coins does Mary have? So 10 over here. So I think pretty straightforward. Mary has 35 more than coins. Okay, so I'll draw a model. So Lydia, okay, and then we have Mary, right? So both of them have what do you call this? Coins total of 129. Okay, in this case over here, so 129 coins. But who has more coins? Lydia, right? So Lydia has more coins. How many more? This is in this case 35. Oops, 35 more coins. So in this case over here, right? So how many coins does Mary have? So in this case, Mary 2 units is equal to 129 minus 35, which is 94. Okay, let me double confirm. 129 minus 35. This is 94. 1 unit is equal to 94, and then divide by 2. This will give us 47. Okay, so the answer to Mary is 47. Okay, so Mary is 47. Okay, I'll just put here as 1 unit. 1 unit, and the arrow, arrow is here. 1 unit. Same goes to this. All right, let's move on again. Yeah, over here. All right. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. B over here. Right. So B says Mary only has 50-cent coins or 20-cent coins. The total amount of money she has is $15 and 30 cents. So how many 50-cent coins does Mary have? So you can do guess and check, or you can use this thing called assumption method. So what we can do is, right, step one is to assume all coins is one value. So we always choose which is 20-cent coins, right? So why we choose 20 cents is because we are finding 50 cents. Okay, right? So in this case over here, this is just that one. Okay, so the assume value is equal to, so we have 47. 47 is Mary, right? 47. Then multiply by 0.2. Okay, and what will this give us? Okay, where is the calculator? Okay, multiply by zero point 0.2. That's to give us $9 and 40 cents. Okay, so the assumed value that we have for the 20 cycle is $9.40. Okay, so then step two, difference. So get difference in total and value, right? So assume total value. Okay, in this case, total value. So Mary has 47. Okay, then in this case, total difference is equal to 15.10 minus 9.4. Okay, what this give us? 15.10 minus 9.4. Okay, dollars 5.70. Okay, then we also get the value difference is equal to, oops, 0.5 minus 0.2, and this will give us 0.3. Okay, dollars 30 cents here. Okay, then step 3 is to divide. Okay, divide, what is this? Divide the total with value to get 50-cent coins. Okay, over here. So in this case, we have, what is this? So number of 50-cent coins is equal to 5.7, and then we divide by 0.3. This will give us 18. 18. Okay, wait. 5.7 divided by 3, 19. Right. 0.3. This will give us 19. Right. 19 coins. All right. So step 4 is to always double confirm. Okay, double confirm. So that means total value is equal to, so number of 20-cent coins is equal to, you have 47 minus 19. This will give us so 47 minus 19, this will give us 28, right? Total value is equal to 20. So 28 multiplied by 0.2 plus 19 plus times 0.5. Okay, so let's see. So 28 multiplied by 0.2 plus 19 times point 0.5. $15.10. Dollars 15.10. That means this is correct. Yay. All right, so that means the answer is correct, which means 19 is the answer. All right, there you go. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question 11. Okay, it says here that at Panda Bakery, egg tarts are sold $2.20 each. So Mrs. Tay just have enough money to buy 45 egg tarts. The bakery is having the following promotion now. How many more egg tarts can she buy with the same amount of money? So first, what we need to do is Mrs. Tay amount of money she has is equal to 45 egg tarts multiplied by 2.2, right? In this case, let's use a calculator for 4.5 multiplied by 2.2. Okay, so oops, not 4.5, 45 multiplied by 2.2. Okay, this is $99. Okay, so she's able to do that. The bakery is having this. So how many egg tarts can she buy the same amount? So 10% discount. So price price or what they call this currently discounted price percentage is equal to 100 minus 10, which is 90%. So discounted price would then be equal to 90% times the price is 2.2. Okay, so 2.2 multiplied by 90%, this will give you dollars 1.98. Okay, so from here, number of egg tarts Mrs. Tay can buy with discounted price, third price, which is equal to 99, and then we divide it by 1.98. Right, so let's see, 99 and then we divide by 1.98. Okay, that means this is equal to 50 egg tarts, right? So from here we know that she can buy, so number of egg tarts she can buy more is equal to just 45, right? So 50 minus 45 is equal to 5. So the answer is 5. All right. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 12. David gets $15 more allowance than Edward each week. Every week, each of them spends $25 and saves the rest. When David saves $216, Edward saves $96. How much allowance does David get each week? All right, so for this question, how much allowance does David get each week? So I just want to quickly visualize, right? So we have David, and then we have Edward as well, right? Oops, Edward. So we know that David, right, has $15 more. Okay, straight up, David is richer. Okay, maybe this is dollars 15. Okay, so just gonna make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so we know that David and Edward has this amount, right? Okay, so at the same time, we also know that uh both of them spend $25 the same, right? They spend the same amount of money. That's a fact. Okay, so the only thing that is different with in between them is $15 in this case, right? So from here, we also know that so from here we also know that when David saves 216, Edward saves $96. So there's always a consistent what do you call this? There's a weekly what do you call this? 1 week difference is equal to $15. Okay, so we know that 1 week difference $15. So Next one is when David saves $216, Edward saved $96. So this is a very good clue on what's the difference between them, which is 216, right, minus 96. Okay, so in this case, 216 minus 96 is, okay, let me use the calculator. 216 minus 96 is $120. Okay, 120. So we know that when they save this amount, they have a difference of 120. So since we know dollars 15 is 1 week, whoops, okay, 1 week difference. I'm gonna write this here, right? 1 week difference, okay, whoop beep, right? So dollars 120, how many week difference is that? Okay, so divided by 15, this will give us 8. Okay, so 120 divided by 15 is equal to 8 weeks difference, right? Right, 8 weeks difference. So that means 1 week, $15, right? This is a weekly allowance, right? In this case over here, right? So 1 week is $15, or okay, yeah, 1 week difference, 8 weeks difference. Okay, so this means that David spent 8 weeks to save dollars 216, right? So from here we know that we can divide, right? So 8 weeks, sorry, yeah. So 8 weeks, right? Arrow. We have dollars 216. David saves, right? So then 1 week is equal to, right, 216, and then we divide it by 8. Okay, so what's 216 divided by 8? Okay, divided by 8. This will give us $27. David saved. So in 1 week, David saved $27. Right? So we know that David saves $27. Right? Okay, so in a sense also, this $15 is a difference. So this essentially is something like this, right? David says $15. It should be around here lah. Actually, I mean, kind of, yeah, yeah. So David says $27. So common mistake is to have 27 plus 25 plus 15. Okay, so why this is a mistake, right? This is wrong. Okay, is because, so the answer should be, so David allowance. How is this? Because 15 is already in what, plus 15 is a, oops, what he saves. Okay, right, so David allowance. So David allowance, wait, allowance. Okay, so I'm gonna put a cross here. Okay, plus 15. So this is the common mistake over here. All right, so David allowance is just equal to 27 plus 25. This is equal to $52. $52. So that's the answer. $52. There you go. Okay, let's move on to the next question. All right, question number 13. A departmental store had 150 ovens for sale during a 7-day period. The line graph shows the number of ovens left unsold at the end of each day. The number of ovens left unsold at day 7 is not shown. Okay, so we don't know. So the average of ovens sold over the 7-day period was 20, right? How many ovens were sold on day 7? Okay, so we know there's 150 ovens for sale during 7-day period. All right, and then basically what we can do is the number, how many ovens were sold, right? In this case, So first we need to know how many ovens are left at day 6. Okay, so in this case over here, we need to go know the gaps. How many gaps? So we zoom in, right? So we have 1, right? 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 gaps over here. So 4 gaps is equal to 20. So 4 gaps 20, and then 1 gap is equal to 20 divided by 4. This will give us 5 ovens. Okay, so at 6 over here, right? It is okay. This is 40 lah, right? Okay, over here. Right. So number of ovens sold. What is number of ovens left unsold is 40 in this case over here. So that means we want these 6 number of unsold ovens is equal to 40. So this 6 number of sold ovens is 150 minus 40 is equals 110 in this case over here. So we know that the number of sold is 110. The average number of sold on the 7-day period is 20. So number of sold ovens for 7 days is equal to 7 times 20. This will give us 140. Right, so that means day 7 number of sold ovens is equal to 140. 40 minus 110 is to give us 30. And that's it, there's 30. Okay, so on which day was the greatest number of ovens sold? Okay, so if you look to the graph, so how to calculate the number of ovens sold is, for example, we know that on day 7, it is 30. Okay, so in this case, if we put the arrow from 40 to 30 without this, so this will then become minus 10 in this case. Okay, wait. Right, so we just have sold minus 10. Okay, so we want to have a high number in this case. So we need to list down all of the different numbers. Okay, so we know at the start, we have 140. Okay, so 140. Right, then at 1 over here, let's put a very thick line over here. Let's put 1. Ooh, this is very thick. Okay, large. Okay, large is good. And then we'll put the line over here. So we know one gap is 4. That means for 1 over here, this will be 1, 2, 4. Okay, so make it medium. And I don't want to make it red. Okay, so 1 to 4. That means from 140 to 1 to 4, it is 16. 1, 6. All right. Okay, so let's move on to 2. Okay, so 2 over here, the line meets here, and then this meets over here. Okay, so I'm gonna make this 2 into purple. Okay, so with this we have 100, so there's 2 gaps. 3, 4, 5. Oh, sorry, this 5. No, 1, 2, 4, 1 to 5. Okay, sorry, ma by it. Okay, 1, 5. Okay, so for 2 it is 110. Okay, so I'm gonna put it here as 110. 110. Okay, and same, roughly not the same, but roughly is ish. So this will be 125 to 110. Yeah, we also have 15, right? 125, 110 minus 15 will go to 10. 110. Let me double confirm. 110, 120, yes. 125 to, oh, the start is not this 150. Oof. That's why I was concerned why the lines are the same. So this 25. Okay, so next one, 3. So 3, let's put another line. Okay, so I'm gonna just copy this again. Whoops. Here, right? And then I'm gonna do another line. Okay, so same with this. I'm gonna put it here. And then I'm gonna draw this across like this as green. Okay, so for 3 you have 60. So this is 80, 75, 70. So here is 70. Oh wow, 70 is a lot. Okay, there's a lot sold here. So in this case, that means this is 110 to 70 is 40. Okay, let's go to 4. 4 over here. Let's make it too large. Yellow. Then we have another line as well to this. So this should be 60, right? 60, 65, 70. Yes. So this will be 60. And then we sold this from 70 to 60. Or this be 10, right? And then, oops, medium for 5. What about 5? Let's go the line. Let's do the line like maybe purple. Okay. And then let's do this line like this. Over here, okay, not very good sale for that day. Put a line over here. So this is 55. Okay, so medium this 55. Okay, and then let's draw an arrow from 60 to 55 and from 55 to 40. 60 to 50, 55 is 5, and then 55 to 40 is 15. All right. Okay, so which one has the most sale? All right. So in this case, which was the greatest number of sold ovens? So in this case, it will be day number 3. Okay, so day number 3. Okay, so day number 3, it got to 70. So that means 3 has the highest number. All right. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 14. Okay, so in the figure, ABCD is a trapezium. So ABCD is a trapezium with AB is parallel to DC. Great. So CDE is an isosceles triangle. That's what I see over here. Okay, so ED is equal to EC. So find ADE. So AD and then so ADE. So we know for this angle ADE. So what do you call this? Opposite angles in the parallel line. The opposite parallel angles over here will become 180. So this will just be 180 minus 75 minus 60. So in this case, 105, 45 degrees. Okay, so let's do that. 180 minus 75 minus 60. This will be 45 degrees. All right, pretty straightforward. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So BCE is twice as CBE. Okay. Oh, so in this case over here, find BCE. So BCE. So BCE is twice of CBE. C, B, and E. Okay. So in that case, what we can do is we know this other side is 75 degrees. 75 degrees. Okay. So we know this is also 75 degrees. So BCE is 2 times of CBE, right? So this means this is 2 units. And then CBE is 1 unit. 1 unit for this one. So let me draw the line over here. Okay. So 2 units and 1 unit. So I'm going to draw solar. I'm going to write down. So angle. Oops. Angle. BCE is equal to 2 units. Then angle CBE is equal to 1 unit. Okay, CBE is equal to 1 unit. Okay, then we also know that if we combine everything, so 180 is equal to 180 degrees is equal to uh 75, right? Oops, let me just have this. Okay, so this one will be just 75 and then plus, right, BCE and CBE. So I'm just going to copy this, paste it over here, right? So and CBE. Okay, therefore we can just swap the values. That's what you see over here. So 2 units, 1 unit, right? So for this, what we can do is 180 degrees. Actually, just copy this whole thing, right? And then from here you can say plus 2 units BCE plus 1 unit. Okay, So then this will then become 3 units. Okay, that means 3 units equal to 180 minus 75, which is 105. Okay, the 1 unit is equal to, I think it's 45. I don't know. Okay, so 105 divided by 3, 35. Okay, right, degrees in this case over here. All right, so what's CBE? BCE. So BCE is 2 units, so 2 units. Okay, so okay, 105 divided by 3. I'm just gonna write it down here. 105 divided by, oops, by 3 equal to 35. 2 units is 2 times 35, which is 70 degrees. Oh, okay, therefore the answer is 70 degrees. That's what you see over here. Ta-da! Let's move on to the next question. Question number 15. In the square in grid below, AB and BC are straight lines. AB and BC straight lines. So I'm gonna do that. So AB, okay, and then BC is straight lines. Get it, get it. Okay. All right. So AB and BC form two sides of a trapezium. Complete the drawing of the trapezium ABCD such that CD is twice the length of AB. All right. So we need to know what's the length of AB, right? So we find the gaps, right? So we have one gap, two, three, four, and five. Okay, so that means in this case, this is I would say 5 units. So we want our CD to be 10 units. Okay, so 5 units. We want this to be 10 units. Okay, so I don't know what's 10 units. I'm just aga. So we will just count from C to this. Okay, so we know this is 5 units. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Wow, so lucky, right? So now from this, we can just draw the line. Okay, over here, and then lastly over here. Okay, and then we're gonna write down this is okay, this is D. There you go. That's the answer. Okay, it looks like this. Right, so 5 unit, 10 units, they must one side to be parallel. Okay, AB forms one side of the right angle. AB forms one side of the right angle. Okay, complete the drawing of the right angle where ABE such that AB is equal to AE and BAE is 90 degrees. Triangle ABE must not overlap with triangle ABCD. Okay, so that means it's something like this, right? It should be drawn over here. Okay, so let's do that. So that means the line ABE. So E should be around here, somewhere here. Okay, so if I were to just copy this and paste this, so we want 1 unit, 5 units as well. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now we can draw the line 5 units as this. Oops, I want lines. I want lines. Okay, and then that's it. This is E. Wait, okay, there's 5 units. Okay, and then we draw another line. Okay, that's what you see over here. So ABE, that means we also draw the right angle. Little square over here. There you go. So that's the answer, ABE. You can move it to the other side as well. That is also fine. E can be the other side, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so that is it for question 15. Let's move on to question 16. Okay, question 16. Mrs. Lee bought some cupcakes and cookies. The cupcakes were sold at 8 for $25 and the cookies were sold at 12 for $30. Mrs. Lee bought an equal number of cupcakes and cookies. She spent a total of $540 for all the cupcakes and cookies. How many cookies did Mrs. Lee buy? Okay, so this is what we call a grouping concept. Okay, concept. Right, so I'm just gonna put it like this. Right, so first step, step one is to get the lowest common multiple for 8 and 12. So in this case, this will be 8. So 8, okay, I'm just gonna 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, and 48, right? 12 will be 12, 24, 36, 48. Okay, so the answer is 24 in this case. Okay, so so LCM for this will be equal to 24. Okay, so that means, right, so step 2, uh, find total value for each group. So one group, well, so 8 cupcakes is equal to dollars 25. 24 cupcakes is equal to, in this case is just 3 times 25, which is dollars 75. Okay, and then for cookies, 12 cookies is arrow, this will be the $30. And then just gonna just copy and paste. 24 cookies is 30 times 2, which is in this case dollars 60. So one group is equal to 24 cookies, no cupcakes. Okay, one group plus 24 cookies, which is equal to 60 plus 75 is equal to dollars 135. Okay, use your calculator. Okay, so 60 plus 75, this will be $135. Then lastly, step 3, this will be divide total with one group value. So one group value, right? So in this case over here, this will be 540 divided by 135. So number of groups is equal to 540 divided by 135 should be 4. Okay, let me see. 540 divided by 135. So go for 4 groups. Okay, and then you can solve this already, right? Okay, so how many cookies? So step 4 is just solve lah. Okay, so how many cookies did Mrs. Lee buy? So we have 3 groups. So that means, so 3 groups oops, of cookies. Okay, let me just put this like this. Is equal to 2 times, no, sorry, 3 times 24. This will give us 72 cookies. That's what you know. Is it 3? Okay, 3 groups. Sorry, 4 groups, not 3, 4 groups. 4 groups, 24, 24, 48, 96. In this case, okay. Multiply by 24, this is 96. So the answer is 96 cookies. There we go. All right. Right, last question. Question number 17. Mr. Lai had some notebooks. He kept 3/8 of the notebooks and gave off 3/4 of the remainder to his relatives. Then he sold the rest of them at six notebooks for $7 and collected 140 from the sale. How many notebooks did Mr. Lai have at first? Okay, so this is what we call remainder concept. This is for branching method. Okay, so if you're not sure what's branching method, I will show you. Okay, all right. So how will this look like? Basically, you just have notebooks. Okay, so this is the, I'll say total notebooks. That's all right. Total notebooks. So branching method, I'm just going to use the arrow and I'm going to do it like this, right? So we are going to divide this into 2 parts. So 3 out of 8 he kept. Okay, so he kept 3 out of 8, right? That's what we know. And then after that, so I'm gonna just join this over here. And then after that, how much is the remainder? Okay, so we also need to know that. So we don't know what's the remainder. Okay, so in this case, we need to find out what's the remainder in this case. Okay, so whoops. So we need to find the remainder. So to find a remainder, so remainder is equal to 1 minus 3 out of 8. This will give us 5 out of 8. Pretty straightforward. So we're just going to put here 5 out of 8. That's what we see over here. So the remainder here is 5 out of 8. Okay, then let's move on to the next part. All right. So remainder is relatives. Okay, so he gave 3/4. So from the remainder, he gave 3/4, right? In this case, like this. Yeah, I want to make it short. Okay, so 3/4 to his relatives. So 3 out of 4 to his relatives. Relatives. Okay, so I'm just gonna connect this to this part. Yes, I can do this. Okay, so 3/4 to his relatives. Then he sold the rest of them at what do you call this? Six. He sold the rest of them at 6 notebooks for $7 and collected 140. Okay, so we also want to know what's the rest. What is the rest? Rest. Okay, no, the question mark is here. The rest. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this over here. Okay, so we don't need to know the number of what's the rest over here. So it's good that we have this. So it says here, right, dollars seven is equal to how many notebooks? Okay, this will be 6 notebooks. Then in this case, he collected dollars 140. That means you multiply by 20, so 6 times 20, right? Or 140 divided by 7, okay, and then times 6, which is 20 times 620. So let's double confirm. Right, so 140 divided by 7 and multiply by 6, 120 notebooks. So he sold 120 notebooks in this case over here. Okay, so in this case, we have 120 and that's the rest. Oops, 120 as the rest. So what's the fractions? Okay, wait. What's the third, 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 third? Yes, so we know that 120 notebooks is this. So what we need to do is we need to get what's the rest. The rest is from remainder fraction. Okay, is equal to 1 minus 3/4. Okay, is equal to 1/4. Okay, so in this case over here, this is 1/4. The rest is 128. 120. So from here, right, we know that 1/4 is the rest. Okay, so what you can do is there's many ways you can do this, but the easiest I would say is to multiply. So the 100, the rest from total is equal to 1/4, and then you multiply 5/8. Okay, in this case over here, right? So this will give you 5/32. 1/4 times 5/8. Okay, 532. Okay, so that means then note convert, so or just say convert to units. So rest is equal to 5 units, and then total is equal to 32 units. So I prefer this because it's much simpler. How many modes did Mr. Lee have at first? Okay, so we know that 120 is rest, $140 rest. Yeah, 120 is notebooks. So lastly, I'm going to draw a line over here so we can separate. So in this case, we know that 5 units equal to 120 notebooks, right? And then 1 unit is equal to 120, and then we divide it by 5, and this will be 24 if I'm not wrong. 524, great. Okay, and then 24, and then 32 units is equal to 32 times 24, and this will give us 32 multiply 24, 768. There you go, 768, and that's the answer over here. So 768, 768. So that means I'll just add one more note lah. Rest is equal to 120 notebooks. Okay, so yeah, hopefully it makes sense to you. This. Alright, so that's about it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want more of this kind of videos, subscribe down below and comment down what other papers you want me to go through next. See you in the next one. Bye bye.